Welcome, Aries. Thank you for tuning in to your monthly reading for the month of July. How are you guys doing? I hope all is well. I missed you guys, man. It's been like, I don't know, like what, 2.5 months since I was last, here on my channel, or at least with the monthlies. But yeah, let's just focus. Let's just see what's coming in for you guys because my season is coming up because I'm a Cancer sun. And I noticed that everybody having a good time, except for everyone who's not a Cancer. So just saying, only kind of the Cancers are like, yes, bring it on. I'm not so worried about you guys because, you guys are fellow cardinal energy and you guys can really roll with that cardinal energy that's coming in. But I am sensing a little bit of a tension around the home. Of course, Cancer your fourth house placements, but I'm sensing it's a little bit beyond that. It's like there's some tension in your surrounding. I don't know if it could definitely manifest in a way of like, oh, I'm like not comfortable in my home. Like I want something different. I want a different color on the wall. I want to paint this or I want to rearrange that. Like that energy I'm sensing and coming up. But for some of you, it's also like feeling a little bit how to put that, like almost like you're drowning in the day-to-day things and feel like you don't really have enough space to do anything beyond that, like kind of already are behind with like your to-do list, and then there's hardly any space for anything outside of that. But I am sensing that just being in the moment, just connecting with people, just having a barbecue with family members, just being in the moment, that's something that you guys would really thrive on in this month. I feel definitely, because we're still in June, the moment Cancer season hits, it's about what truly matters instead of what should get done, what's the responsible thing to do. And of course, I'm not saying like don't be responsible, but there's a bare minimum, right? And we can definitely deal a little bit with the bare minimum, and then all the other things that yes, they could get done, but if you don't feel like you have the energy for it, or you really are inspired to just put in some time and energy and effort into something different that will definitely fill your battery and fill yourself back up, go for that, definitely. That's like an energy of procrastination that can sometimes creep in, especially on the cardinal energy when we're really about, oh, exciting, like let's, dive deeper into the subject. Let's see if we can learn. Like I've never tried this before. Let's try this. Let's see if we can do that. Having these, downloads and ideas of let's do this, let's try this. So that's something definitely that let it run freely this month, okay? Don't hold yourself back too much with putting too much pressure on yourself. And also don't allow others to put too much pressure on yourself. For some of you, really, that is the case. All right, let's tune in. Let's see what the tarot has for you. You know what's so funny? Okay, and I'm not going to say that this is all the Aries out there, okay? But it is a little suspicious how many times I've entered a home, just a random home, with a red wall, and it ended up being, produced by, or the house is occupied by an Aries individual. I don't know, like, can you, can anyone relate? It's just funny, like, the red wall is just something so significant around the Aries energy. I don't have any opinions about it. I'm just saying, it's just something that I've noticed. So some of you might felt inspired to paint the wall red, or you just finished painting it red, or some other out there color, but mostly like a red tones energy, It's not just Aries, it's also definitely Leo. So just saying. All right, let's see. The World and the Five of Swords with the Four of Swords. Yeah. Okay, good. Good. Because that's an energy that I was sensing, like the tension. And this could definitely be in your own mental home or your physical body, right? In your physical home, within yourself. A little bit of that restlessness or some tension. I keep hearing tension. It's like normally you get along great with either, a part of yourself or with your significant other or with someone else who's close, like you work one-on-one with on work at work, for example. But there's this tension, and it's like it's constantly about winning the battle instead of winning the war, and so both parties, or maybe both parts of yourself, going in, to win either the conversation or the it's like an internal struggle, basically. And it's like on one side you would like to just take a deep breath, count to 10, and say, you know what, we're both a little bit tense, let's look at this tomorrow, let's do something else, let's cook some food first, let's then look at it again. But then there's this other side of you, and I'm feeling like it's a tension, and then it's like boiling up, and it's like it comes up, it's like you just want to get it out. And it's like you can't take that much in. Sometimes when we are taking a breath in, bringing some calmness in, so we can transmute that energy, and we can speak from a calmer place, we can act from a calmer place, we can respond instead of react, right? I'm sensing that that's something that is active, but it's here for you to grow from and to learn from, because I am sensing that you are choosing wisely, like you're learning how to choose things wisely, your words more wisely, not to just back down and let someone else overrule your energy, overrule the conversation. It's not about that. It's about the bigger picture. It's like I'm stepping back because I'm not gonna put my time into this, have this whole thing blow up, and then we're both feeling drained or bad about it, or a side of myself is feeling like really underestimated or overruled by the other side, and then end up it costs me way more than I can ever gain by winning that conversation, or having it now, having someone listen to me right now, instead of, you know what, let's get back to this in a couple hours, and then that person is way more open to receive, and you don't have to spend all your energy to get through that. And that's what I'm sensing, like choosing your battles wisely, and mostly the timing of the battle, so it is not as much as a slaughtering as it has to be, because I've seen like the world is here. You're getting more like a world view if you are willing to tap into it. With the Four of Swords, you're healing, and I'm sensing that you're letting go of for some of you it's some guilt, some leftover guilt from the past that kind of made you act from that energy. So you accepted it a little bit more than you should, because you feel like, I did this or I did that or I didn't do that, and now I know that I have to put in more energy, prove that I'm trustworthy. But at one point, how long are you willing to continue that journey? And it also goes vice versa. If you're, for example, if you have love for another person, right, and they've hurt you along the way, they were either not trustworthy, not loyal, they said something, and it was actually the opposite. It was just something that has taken place that you're moving forward because that person is either apologetic, they are trying to change and work on themselves, they have seen the light, wanting to move forward, and you love the person, and you know that wasn't necessarily something that divined the person. It could have just been one single event, maybe a couple of years ago, but then there's still this energy of you wanting to, but you can't fully trust it, you can't fully let it go, and then choosing to release yourself from a situation, not only for yourself but also for the other person, is sometimes the best thing to do. But I'm not going to tell you what to do or what you're not to do, but I'm sensing that you're going to make a decision which is the right one and put you right back into the strength position. So you're regaining your own strength, because something, whether it was someone or a situation, or it was a way of self-sacrificing, or this pressure putting on yourself, it's a self-belief system basically of what you're worthy of and what you're not. That's changing. You're releasing something that holds you back. Look how beautiful this looks. Four of Swords, strength, and the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, that's here to stay. It's not just a nice afternoon and you're feeling good, and then the rest of the week is like woof. No, it's like I am making those changes. I am consciously choosing different, and I am going to put in energy moving forward. It's all about forward movement, releasing, and definitely also sometimes things that you thought would never change, you weren't able to do differently. You're now actually making those steps, doing it differently, and you're receiving the payout. I'm sensing that overcoming something is not to fall right back into it. It's definitely something long term, a long term change, something in the long term will definitely continue to benefit you. So that's something I am sensing. Okay, what else? You have the Knight of Cups. Wow. Okay, Aries. Knight of Cups. Who's that person? Maybe it's you, approaching yourself and approaching others again. Oh, we have another flip over. Here we go. Seven of Wands. Yes, definitely rediscovering your own motivation and determination to make stuff work. You are definitely the Fool with the Page of Swords. Yes, you are definitely committed to making a change, to seeing things to be different. You want to see things being different. And so you understand that sometimes it takes one sacrifice in order to open up a whole nother world. Yeah, the world cards here with the Fool. It is definitely a new journey. It's not necessarily a minor shift or minor change, but it could show up as that, but it actually has a ripple effect, because I'm hearing a ripple effect. So with the Page of Swords and the Moon card, you're way more capable of actually going up on this journey that you give yourself credit for. You have way more skills and abilities than you give yourself credit for. I feel like you're fearing something, and maybe you're fearing, I'm hearing like a commitment thing. So maybe you feel that you weren't built for like the family life, when actually that's something that you believe about yourself, but it's not necessarily the truth. And I'm seeing changes and shifts in how you see yourself, and actually allowing yourself to enjoy, to embrace. If we are in solitude for a long time, yes, we can definitely feel good and grounded in that energy, and we can make the best out of it and receive good and positive things from that space. But then you might think from that space as well, like, I don't need people, I don't need to like necessarily be out there. But then when you are ending up at like a nice connection, nice get together, and you're making connections with people around you, and you've noticed you haven't been thinking about this thing that you have been thinking about the whole time you were like, by yourself. You haven't been thinking about it once, and it's so nice to just be outside of your own space, whether it's your mental space or your own alone physical space. It's nice to get out there is what I'm hearing. So get out there, Aries. Get out there, just get out there. Because I'm sensing that if you are understanding that this is something I just need to talk about, okay? One sec. Okay. So basically what they're showing me is someone who has this really high expectations of themselves. And when they are wanting to deliver on something but they're not capable of it, they are definitely so insanely hard on themselves that they're willing to feel like that it's okay to accept behavior of the other person, or the situation where they're trying to commit their energy to. You can get lost in that, and I'm sensing you freeing yourself from that space and saying, you know what, no, I am deserving of, regardless if I have this together or not, regardless if I'm doing this or not, I am deserving of this love, this peace, this abundance, this all of this. So I'm sensing that your energy is changing, the way you attract it You really are manifesting from a new space. And that's what's bringing in this change, because I have here the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Cups. Like your past mistakes or your past decision or anything, it doesn't define who you are today. It doesn't, define the rest of your journey. Just because you might have made a mistake, just because you weren't capable of saying yes to something in the past, just because, it's it can never just be just because. It's like you are so much more than that. And I'm sensing that maybe someone have kept you in that space. Love to pull that card on you. That one mistake you made, or this or that, or something you can deliver on, or whatever. Maybe it's you doing this to you, but I am sensing that someone who just loves to press those buttons, and it's not fair. You don't deserve that. It's not fair. It's not fair. Okay, so you have hope and green, Tara. Beautiful. With the moon card. Love is yours. Definitely. Because we have like the Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. I mean, love is yours. Recognize your divine worth with this beautiful Queen of Wands. This is a great position to be in as an Aries. Regardless if you're masculine, feminine, doesn't matter. It's like as an energy. The Queen of Wands is a whole nother level. Okay, I always prefer the Queen of Wands over the King of Wands, because she has the perfect balance. Okay. Choosing loving thoughts. Choosing loving thoughts with the Four of Swords. Come from a place of love. Come from a place of love. Think from a place of love. Act from a place of love. Judge, no judgment, basically, but sometimes judge something from the space of love. I don't know if judging is the right word, but I'm just saying, approach it from a place of love. Green Tower, supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond the limitations and trust. I love this. Okay. See with the Page of Swords as well, it's like move beyond limitations, the limited beliefs about yourself, the limited energy, the stagnation, the to-do list you can't get done, the putting blame on yourself, the not feeling inspired because of this or because of that, putting too much pressure on yourself. Beyond all the limitations, just trust that you are protected and that cords are being cut, and that you are allowed to recognize your divine worth, because you are a beautiful, bright soul, Aries, and you do add some special, limited edition type of sauce to this planet. Okay? I mean, a lot of people just love to hate the directness of the Aries, but it's something that, if you're willing, people who are willing to look themselves in the mirror, who are not afraid of having anything, reflected back to them, love the directness and the openness of an Aries, love being around an Aries, because it's that unlimited supply of truth, It really is beautiful. So, spread some of that magic for yourself first and for others around you, but understand that even if you there's no necessarily a practical thing someone can offer you, maybe there is something on an emotional or on a soul level that they can definitely reawakening within you, because I'm sensing that reawakening and moving away from the Five of Swords and the Devil is beautiful. Okay, all right, Aries. Quickly, you are on the 30th of June, so right at the end, right before July starts, we have this beautiful new moon in Cancer. Okay, so that's in your 4th house. Then on the 13th of July, we have a full moon in Capricorn, and that will be in your 10th house. So that's good. That is definitely moving beyond limitation, putting some things into motion, having people finally recognize some, projects or something you've been working on. Overall, getting that recognition, people applauding you or helping you, believing in you, trusting in your, services or abilities or your worth. Basically, that's that energy I'm picking up on. And then you also on the 28th of July, so right before, in Leo season, because Leo season starts then. You have that new moon in your 5th house. Okay, so that's where things are starting to flow from again. The creativity, some romantic gestures, some fun, spontaneous things might take place. Great time to, like, try and go on some dates if you're willing and opening up to, some new love, because you are really in a position where you can attract that. Um, yeah, and that is, by the way, for the Aries rising. Okay, if you are you should like check your rising sign and your sun sign and your moon sign. But mostly I always sense some people already know where they gravitate towards the most. Some people only watch reading for their moon sign because they just really are in their moon sign and they just connect with those type of readings. But hey, we are all the signs in the end of the day. We just have a little bit more of the one or the other. I'm not gonna keep on rambling. I wish you an amazing month of July. I love you so much and thank you for your patience. Mwah! I love you. Bye.